Hello, 5-minute day trader here. On this channel we spend just 5 minutes a day, usually. Sometimes we go a little bit longer, trying to find some trades every day. Yesterday was a longer day. It was my first recording after the recent market wonkiness. But let's jump into a more normal setup today, where we're going to scan through our ETF watch list and see if there's any trades that we can put on and track the ones that we haven't so far. So since there's been some wonkiness recently, first thing we're going to do is check the VIX, VIX. That gives us an indicator of volatility in the market. So we can see it's down a lot from the last couple of days, but it's still elevated. And these can be good times. It's like volatility is still high, but we're not seeing as big a market swings. That can be a good time for selling options. So we'll see. I'm going to sort my ETF watch list by percentage changed. And right away, I'm seeing UNG is coming down quite a bit. Let's just take a quick peek in UNG. I put a position on in UNG yesterday, but we'll track that here in a second. But this 28 delta here is 75 cents for a 1600 max loss. UNG is a super cheap underlying. It's also not very correlated with the market. It kind of does its own thing typically. So it can be a good one to put trades in. But that one at 17, that's going to give me a break even around 16.25, which is way down here. So that could be an interesting one. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and put that one on. I did put one on in UNG yesterday, but I'm going to go ahead and put another one on today. Because it's such a small underlying, I can step into it without risking a bunch of capital. So we're putting on the 17, is that? What did we put on yesterday? Put the 18 on. So I'm getting a better break even. I like to do that sort of laddering in to a position. It's going to give us 75 cents. Our break even is going to be around 16.25, just to keep things simple. Keep it a round number. I'm going to do it there at 16. And that's at the 38 day. So there's one right there. Let's take a look at TLT. Just out of interest, so TLT has a high IV rank. I haven't put in position in TLT in forever. Let's take a look. Let's look here again. It's kind of been in this sort of general range for a while. Let's look at doing something like a jade lizard in here. So if we did the 30 delta put, it gives us $1 already. And then we do what, like the 93, 94 call spread. It could probably go a little higher than that. Yeah. Can we go lower? So if I were to do something like, so what I'm trying to do right now is trying to put a position on that'll make me $1. So there's technically no break even to the upside, but in order to make the most amount of money, I want the price to stay within this zone, within sort of 92 down to about 85. So we want it to kind of be in that range. So 92 is not that high, right? 85 is super low. So let me bring this up here a little bit. Let me shift up this call spread. So this is a good example of how to sort of construct a jade lizard. Is we're trying to find about $1. There's $1.12, $1.09, so I can go even higher here. So there's an interesting jade lizard. So I've got a break even down here around 86, and the top end is at 97. So let's look at that. So 86 is way down here. 97 is way up here. So I'm going to go ahead and put that one in. I haven't done TLT in a long time. In fact, I think I started doing this new tracking system. I haven't put a TLT trade in. So good to get back into TLT. So here I'm doing what, the 87, 97, 98. So 87, 97, 98 jade lizard. Collecting $1.06 for that. So I'll put my break even right around 86. Now there's technically no break even to the upside. I won't lose money if the stock goes way up. Not the stock, the underlying, I should say. The instrument goes against me. So no major worries there. EWZ, I put some on in there yesterday. Not a lot more movement today. So I'm going to jump over those. Let's look at our big up movers. So the metals are up, but they're not up anywhere near a high. And then the markets are up, but not anywhere near a high. Okay, cool. So I got a couple of trades there. Let me go ahead and track what we got on. So we get beaten up pretty badly yesterday, but let's look at our, let's start with GDXJ, and let's see how things are looking today. So in GDXJ, I've got the 45 and the 46. These are way out of the money. They're essentially zero at this point. I don't know, I'm even tracking these anymore. It's just because the markets are a little bit wide. So I haven't been closing them out. I'm just going to let these ride to expiration, essentially. Then we've got EEM. Now we've got the 37. That's at 60. 67. Where are you at, my friend? Right there. Oh, I put the wrong thing in the current price. I just realized this should be 29. Put in the wrong spot. 29 and 30. EM is at 67 now. And then I've got that call spread in GDX, the 46.51. That's at 10 cents. Well, that's a big move from yesterday. And then the 44.49 in here as well. That's at 77. So those have come back a little bit from yesterday. IYR, I've got that jade lizard on in there. That I think was hurting me a little bit, wasn't it, yesterday? Yeah, that's way in the money. I'm going to let that ride though a little bit longer. It's at 458 today, so it's come back quite a bit from yesterday. The emerging markets EEM, I got that 37 put in there. That's at 67. That's come back my way from yesterday. USO, I opened up, I got that new position in USO. Yeah, okay, so here we're getting into the new positions now. So USO, let me just double check. Did I do the right expiration on EEM? I did. Okay, USO is, that one is at 450. What happened there? Let me clear that out. I think I got something weird going on there. USO, I've got the 61. Yeah, so that's 189. That's about where it was yesterday. EWZ, and we've got the 23. That's at 68. So we're not going to see, we're not going to see a ton of movement, you know what I mean, from yesterday here, but it's worth tracking it anyway, because I know some of the indexes have moved quite a bit since yesterday. So it's 119 on the UNG, and then IWM, I got the 194 and the 203. Those I rolled yesterday, so I moved those out now. So the 203 is at 2180, and then the 194 is at 1503. So those have come back quite a bit my way in that case. And then I just put, these are the ones I got another position in. I got 2 USO positions. Oh, I got more USO than I thought. Jeez. These are out in the 39 day, and that's the 67 and the 68. The 67 is at 380. Oh, these were the roll ones. Silly. That's what I'm doing here. The 68 is at 435. I might have tracked one of these a little incorrectly, but that's okay. It'll wash out over the coming days. And then IYR, I got that 90 put in there, or the 91 put. Excuse me. That's at 505. Okay, so did I do that right? I think I did. We'll see. So yeah, we're still down, but like more than $1,000 back the other way from yesterday. So really, IWM, those are the ones that are really hurting me, but we'll see how those go as we move into next expiration. So thanks a lot for watching. We'll talk tomorrow. Later.